Hello, everybody, or should I say konnichiwa. My name's Liam. Welcome to episode 22 of Four Weebs That Anime podcast. Today I'm the host, or tonight I'm the host. And if you don't know already, this is a podcast where we watch some good anime, then we watch some bad anime, and then we compare and contrast and critique, because we're all very sophisticated individuals.
Well,
and I'm Liam. I embarrass myself a lot, interrupt people, say like really bad Japanese things, and you can watch or listen to previous episodes to find out more. Becca.
Yay. My name's Becca. I like to mispronounce Japanese words to the point of butchering them, and also maybe I'm racist.
Just maybe.
Probably not. I mean, I try not to be, but maybe. If I am, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So sorry.
Well, at least you're preemptively apologizing.
I'm so sorry.
Anyway.
Veda?
I'm Veda. I don't know what to say. I'm quiet most of the time, so I'm sorry if I don't talk. I'm still here.
One day we'll get Sneaky Veda to say something.
They're called Sneaky Veda for a reason, I guess.
We're still...
Yes, we're still.
The meme will never die.
We're still...
My name's Leah, and I don't really know how to introduce myself anymore. I'm running out of ideas.
Watashi wa Leah desu.
That's your thing, Liam.
No, I call myself Liam-san, remember?
Oh, right.
And he makes us all cringe. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Alright.
Excellent. That's us.
That's the gang.
Yeah, we're totally on it today.
So the theme for the animus this week was adventure comedy. The bad anime was Dragon Drive, and the good anime was No Game, No Life. So let's... does anyone have like a sudden urge to speak about either of these?
I feel like if I don't talk about mine, I'm going to forget what it's all about.
Okay, let's do the bad anime first.
Dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Who did I watch this
Dragon
with?
Drive.
Me, Becca.
Zura, I'll give a quick synopsis here. So,
Okay.
Zura Reiji isn't a lazy boy. He's just terribly unmotivated. All the clubs and activities he's joined don't interest him for long. That is, of course, until his best friend Yukino takes him to an underground arcade where an unbelievable virtual reality game is played. Dragon Drive. Which players fight each other with virtual dragons. Reiji ends up throwing all he's got into training a dragon. So rare that the Dragon Drive staff are baffled. But soon, Reiji learns that Dragon Drive isn't all it seems. He might be the only one who can save the entire world from evil. It's Dragon Drive.
Can we, like, get an anime to watch where Liam does the dub?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Oh my
Can
gosh.
we make an episode where we dub an anime?
Oh, shit.
That sounds amazing.
That'll be a backer reward for
Yeah, that'll
Someone
definitely
write
be
that
worth
down.
$1.
Let's do it.
It's recorded. We've got it. We're set.
Inspiration has struck.
Yeah.
Thanks, Liam.
Like lightning. Liam could be the narrator in all the male voices.
Yeah.
And the female one.
The female.
Just everyone.
I'm all the voices. You guys don't get participate. I'm all the lead.
We'll do the sound effects in the background.
I fully endorse this idea.
Cool. Alright.
Okay. Veda, you're so
Yeah?
quiet and sneaky. What were your thoughts?
Thanks, Becca.
You're welcome.
I didn't really know what to think about this anime going into it. When I first looked at the pictures for it, it looks like a kid's show.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you watch it, it's kind of like, they're in like junior high, and like the first clip you see is
So
like
was
this
Yugi.
lady. Huh?
So was Yugi.
But Yugi was a badass, so...
Yeah.
I didn't watch Yu-Gi-Oh!
Veda!
We've had this discussion. Veda hasn't seen any of the awesome childhood anime.
I didn't watch those.
She just
I thought
missed
they were
out.
lame.
I'm amazed she's a person. So...
I wouldn't
just
call
sorry.
Yu-Gi-Oh! That awesome, but...
Well,
I was
but
a really bitchy
fine.
kid, and I didn't
only,
think they were
like, iconic.
fun.
Come on, we
They
went
could
over
best.
this in episode 0.
I know.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
I have very
Becca,
poor
you're
memory.
surprised every time.
I have a very poor memory. I feel like it's just the proper response. Every time you say it, I'm responding for the people that haven't heard it yet. Veda!
Oh, fine. Well, okay, shock. I haven't
Stop.
seen Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Where was I going with this?
I'm so funny.
It is a kid show, but they're like older kids, maybe like young preteens. I'd say it was just hard for me to gauge where it was going.
No, they definitely seem like junior high students at least.
Yeah, but where like the show in general is aimed at, I would say.
I'm gonna stop
it's not
interrupting
like
you.
That's okay. It's not like very sophisticated like plot wise when you first get into it.
No.
But yeah, I kind of liked the intro. Like the animation to the intro was kind of stupid, but the intro song was nice.
Was the animation like really budgety?
It was like Yu-Gi-Oh! Animation. That's exactly what it reminded me of.
They had some janky hands though. Occasionally,
I honestly
they
didn't
be like
pay attention to their
potatoes.
hands. I was too busy going, when are the dragons gonna show up? And
They
then they show
didn't
up.
look like dragons.
No.
What do
I
they
was
look
really
like?
disappointed.
They look like monsters, like Digimons, actually.
Ugh.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
one that kind of looked like a
That's the
platypus
only-
bear.
The only thing
not
appealing
even
to this
kidding.
show is like the word dragon, because who doesn't love dragons, especially little boys
Exactly.
and girls.
See, I meant to look this up, and I forgot to look it up. I wonder if this was part of the YTV, like, when they started getting into anime in the mid-2000s?
Like
It
Zoids
did
and
come
all
out.
that
Yeah.
stuff.
The show came out in like 2002 or something.
Yeah, so it feels like it would have come out, like, right around the same time that, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon and Digimon and
It would have.
Bakugan and all those were really popular. It feels like this would have fit, like, right into that collection.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Yeah.
But I've like everywhere I looked, like nobody was commenting on the videos that I found of this like episode, and like even on my anime list, there were no reviews for it, like
Well-
written reviews. I was like, has anybody watched this show?
See, my initial... Okay, I'm just gonna jump back to my initial thoughts for a minute.
Sorry. Yeah.
My initial thoughts were that this is not for me. This is for kids. Like
Mm-hmm.
little boys from the ages of, like, 6 to 10. And for them, it's probably fantastic, because occasionally these digital monsters called dragons show up. But for me, I was just like, everything is, like, so easy to figure out, like, where everyone's going. Like, it just connects points from, like, point A to B to C. There's no interesting things happening.
It's just like ticking plot cliches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, the little dragon was so cute when he showed
The
up.
little no
Yeah.
chibi.
Yeah.
His name was Chibi.
His name was
Yeah, of
Chibi.
course it was.
Oh god.
Because he's the only tiny dragon around. Yeah.
Might as well just
but-
name him Kawaii.
Oh, he was so
Yeah, they-
kawaii.
My name is Kawaii
They
des
could have named
Dragon.
him Kawaii Chibi.
Kawaii Chibi Days.
His last
Sam.
name is Dace.
No, they call him like Chibi-sama?
Chibi. I can't remember.
He
I
called
thought it
him
was like
something.
Chibi Yusuke or something.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I was assuming that maybe that meant dragon, because I don't
Sorry.
speak
No.
any Japanese. I struggle to pick up words. I'm horrible at learning second languages. And
It's okay,
I
Becca.
apologize, and this is why I'm racist. Because
Aw.
I just refuse. I'm not even going to put the effort in. Because all I need to know is kawaii and
Sugoi?
konnichiwa and domo
And-
arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Yamate!
That's all I need. If I were to go to Japan, they would know exactly what I want. When I say domo
Right,
arigato, Mr. Roboto.
And then they say fucking foreigners
Yeah, then they'll just...
and
They
Japanese
would
and you
be
don't
right.
know what they're saying.
they would be right. Anyway,
Aw.
sorry, get back into it, Veda. I interrupted there very briefly.
No.
But
It's all good.
it definitely feels
Oh.
like a kid's show, though, doesn't it?
It does.
Like
It's very much like you said. It's basically like Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh and those shows.
Yeah.
It's just like one of those, but kind of like
It didn't
A
make
shonen.
the cut to come to Canada.
yeah, kind of like that.
It actually, when I looked up on Wikipedia, it is considered a shonen piece. Like, that's the genre it is.
It does. Yeah, it is
And-
shonen.
Yeah, and the minute I saw that, I was like, well, I'm gonna fucking hate this show. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Aw.
Full Metal Alchemist was shonen.
I'm not a big
There's-
Full Metal Alchemist fan. Like, I like it, but
You still watched all of it.
it didn't give me as big of a boner as, like, Death Parade or Madoka
I like
Magica.
But if you
I
watched
like
a
shonen.
50-something episode anime, you must have, liked
Enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, I like Inuyasha. That was a pretty good anime. Mm.
That's shonen.
I love Naruto.
Is it?
Isn't
I like
shonen?
him.
Shonen. I actually looked it up because I was curious. Shonen is basically something for like young boys, and shonen specifically is the word for young or youth.
I can't remember.
Somebody who speaks
I
Japanese
don't
can
actually
correct
know.
me
Well,
on
there's
that.
shonen as a genre, and then there's actually like Shonen Jump.
Yeah.
That's a magazine.
Yeah, which like
Oh, that's
But they
like
put
what
manga
One
in.
George,
Piece
yeah,
and
exactly. They
Naruto.
put manga in, so like you can have like Shonen Jump anime, and I usually hate all of that.
Yeah.
Then you can have the shonen genre, and some of those I do like.
Yeah, fair enough.
Origami
Shonen's
is
kind
technically
of
shonen.
marketed at, and then shoujo is like the opposite, right? And that's marketed.
Yeah.
towards girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is I like saw that in the genre, and I was like, well, I'm probably not going to enjoy this as much as like another person might enjoy it. So that was my thoughts on that genre aspect. Woo! I really hate. Can I just talk about for a minute? I really hate that the main character, when they first introduce him, he's like the typical main character where he's not good at anything, and he's not
He
really
wakes up late for school.
yeah, he's not really involved in, like, the clubs or anything, and they play this one off as, like, he gets into it really hard and then he just kind of, like, quits, but
Yeah.
he just typically just doesn't stick with anything, and then
He
the
just
minute
doesn't try.
the minute he, quote-unquote, wins a dragon duel, that's, like, his fucking life, like, he's, like, passionately dedicated to it, and he makes a whole, like, it felt like he made, like, a 180 spin into being, like, the biggest asshole ever, and I don't even think he necessarily, like, quote-unquote, won the dragon duel, as that he beat one person and then died. They never show the end of a duel.
And then he thought he was hot shit.
Yeah, and like, they aren't even necessarily duels. It's like, it's a video game where, like, it looks like maybe 8 to 10 people kind of go in at the same time. And
They called it like a battle royale type
Yeah.
dragon fight thing.
yeah, and that's exactly what it is. It's a battle royale. Last one standing wins all the experience points, and that's the champion for this particular
battle
game.
thing.
Yeah, and they never show how they end. They always show, like, him beating the bad guy, and then the episode ends,
And then they
the
just
next
end.
episode starts, and I'm like, but he'd only beat one person, and that one person was being a dickbag, so of course he beat him, but
I didn't even notice that.
yeah, well, it just felt like, like I said, it was more his attitude towards, like, everything, like, just did a total 180, where he's like, oh, I'm the best dragon person ever, and I'm gonna win the game, and let's go play the game, and his friend, his best friend's a girl, so that, like, adds the whole sexual tension of, like, the first 3 episodes are about another classmate that wants to date the girl, being jealous of the main character, so he's trying to get rid of the main character so
Naturally.
he can date the girl who he keeps calling his sweet honey, which really, like,
Yeah, that was
kicked me out. Like, I was like, please stop calling her that.
creepy.
But the girl gets the main character involved in the game to begin with because he's not focused on anything, let alone his schoolwork, and he's going to fail school. So here's a video game to play, be better at life. And I was
Yeah, that
like,
was some logic.
yeah, I was like, that's horrible logic. That's like, I watched too much anime logic is what's going on there. Yeah.
I kind of liked her as a character, though. I don't know, maybe that was...
Like, I masturbate too much.
Yeah.
Better masturbate to forget about it.
But that kind of makes sense.
God.
Except it's like, I masturbate too much, I better, like,
Go play a video game about
Go
masturbating?
watch some torture porn about masturbating or something, that'll stop me, and then you become better at masturbating. Like, I don't know, the logic
Who's
just
the
doesn't make
ultimate
any
masturbator?
It's like, I suck at school, so I'm gonna go get really good at WoW, and then you become a great WoW player, but you still suck at school because you're not doing any schoolwork. It just didn't make any sense to me, and I didn't mind her character otherwise. Like, I kind of liked that, at least initially, they aren't really setting up any sexual tension between him and his chick friend.
Yeah.
It's all just, like, they're friends, and she has the best intentions for him. That was nice.
And then, like, I did find her character annoying, because usually when they make the, like, secondary girl character, they make her,
Yeah.
like, really annoying. Like, she's like, why aren't you doing this? I told you to do it.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh my god, go away.
I did get...
Yeah.
Side note, were you doing dub or sub?
I did subtitled for the majority of it.
I did the first and the last, like, the first and the third episode sub, but I did the second one dub, because I wanted to see what it sounded like.
I did half of the first episode dubbed, and the chick gave me a real, like, Asuka vibe from Evangelion in the
my waifu.
subbed in the dubbed version, but in the subtitled version she didn't give that nearly as much. So
I still have not watched Evangelion.
Yeah, you need
Leah!
We know
I know.
this.
I know, and it's still true.
It's a hard anime to get into,
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
especially when it's so hyped up.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
that's so
very
fair.
True.
So hyped up and so polarized.
Hmm. Well, and if you're not into
There's
like
a lot of things.
emo drama, it can be a bit.
I love the emo drama.
Well, then
And
you should
mecha.
love Evangelion.
And Mecha Leah.
Yeah, and mecha and people beating up people.
And yeah.
Well, I like mecha if it's done well, which I'm gonna assume
This
Evangelion
one-
is.
I'm not a big mecha fan, and I really didn't mind Evangelion because it actually made sense. Like, it wasn't drawn
No,
out.
it's a really well thought out anime.
Yeah,
Except for the last 2 episodes.
yeah. But we're not reviewing Evangelion,
Spoilers.
are we?
They ran out of budget. But yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not an
well, yeah, I know
excuse.
why.
Yes. The dub, in terms of the dub or the sub, like, I don't know, to me they kind of sounded similar in quality, like, I didn't really lose anything from watching the dub. I mean, obviously everybody sounds way older than they should be in the dub because they're all being played by, like, 34-year-old voice actors, but that was, like, the
Yeah.
only thing I really had
Well,
noticed.
I think that was something that I kind of preferred with the sub after a while, is that the main character actually sounded younger,
Yeah.
and I preferred that because it just felt more authentic, I guess, for, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree there.
Be all, like, high and mighty and, like, look down my nose, it was authentic, and presented his journey through life in an accurate representation. Yep.
That's okay.
Words.
That was a good voice there.
Well,
Mhm.
thanks.
She's practicing for the episode that we dub in anime.
I'm so excited for that! I hope it's something great like Boku no Piku.
Oh god.
It definitely will.
That's just
Then,
would be
then all I'd
awkward.
have to do is just make a bunch of moaning noises, and nobody
Yeah.
needs that.
Easiest voice acting job ever. And then you're done.
Oh my god!
They just repeat that.
Don't do that again.
They repeat
No,
that.
that's not
for-
happening.
They repeat that for 15 minutes and the episode's done. Like, you're welcome, hentai makers.
Money, please.
Right.
Money, all the money, please.
Um,
Anyway.
as, like, for the animation in what was it, Dragon Drive? I'm just gonna move us back over here.
Lack of Dragon Drive.
Dragon Drive. It was okay. I kind of found it a bit janky, and it was like just sort of a bit older, but that's because
Yeah.
it's 2000s. You can give it a break.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Obviously, I liked the designs of the dragons. I did not like because half of them didn't even look like dragons, and then like they were all CG for the most part.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't
CG
awful
didn't-
CG.
Yeah, it didn't stand out a ton. Like, it wasn't like
No.
Digimon transformation CG. It was just...
No.
Surprising for an older anime.
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
surprisingly like not terrible. But yeah, if you don't want to see the weird CG not dragons, then I don't know.
See, I kind of liked the little dragon Chibi. Just
Yeah.
because he reminded me so much of like the character design for Toothless in How to Train Your Dragon. He had like
Oh, really?
the big wide nose and like the stumpy feet, and
I
he's,
guess
like,
his eyes.
yeah, his eyes are just like he's like friendly rather than like scary dragony, and like I don't know, there's just something there
Yeah.
that I was like, he reminds me a bit of Toothless, and
Yeah.
I love that. So
The whole thing with the dragons is like they like I don't know, they put them in the chair and the chair like judges them like the sorting hat from Harry Potter, and then
Except
it's like,
you
oh,
don't
here's
get
this
to learn
dragon that
magic.
matches your soul.
yeah,
You get to play
So-
this dragon in the game.
it's your genetic code, isn't it? They said something about
Is it your genetic
genomes.
code? I can't remember.
I remember saying something about genomes and something, but I
Sounds
was
like
like,
It was like
Digimon.
it's like your genetics and your
Yeah.
personality, your emotions, and like then you get a dragon out of that.
I was
You're
like,
the mother
Like
of
this
dragons.
was coming out around the same
You're
time as
Targaryen.
Digimon.
Yeah,
I was-
it's very Digimon.
I was too busy being like, can we get to the dragons being cool, please?
Eh,
And yeah,
yeah.
too much
But
talking.
then like
Disappointed.
yeah, the whole thing of the show is like he gets this really like cutesy looking dragon and everyone laughs at him and he's like, oh, I'm never gonna win, and then of course he gets into battle and it like looks like he's gonna lose, but then his dragon's like "Ah," and it like turns into a badass and
Yeah.
kills the other dragon and
this
everyone's like
dragon
"Ah."
turns out to be the one that will save us from evil that has nothing to do with this dragon.
Yeah,
game.
and then it keeps cutting away to those people who are like, oh my gosh, is he the one?
He's
has
broken
the power.
the game. This has never happened before in Dragon Drive.
This is amazing. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh god. So
Yeah.
he's like the chosen child
Shut
of the chibi dragon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yup. Very.
so predictable.
Yeah. So
It's a
predictable.
very predictable plot.
But I think again, back to like the the audience that it's probably meant for, it'd be
Yeah.
fine. Because they're like,
Yeah, exactly.
they just want to see dragons and see a semi-relatable main character, which a lot of them are probably like, I know a girl and I think she's cute, or I have a friend that happens to be a girl, and this could totally be us. She would totally make me go get a dragon, and then I'd be a winner at this video game, and then I would be the best, and I'd be the champion, and then I'd go get some fucking Pokemons, because that's my character
like-
type.
Then I
It's
can
like
go kiss a
little
girl.
Yeah, kissing
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
So be
It's like little kid wish fulfillment, basically.
it reminded me a little bit of Dramatical Murder for some reason, too.
Yeah.
like the
The
whole, like,
virtual reality.
I think it's like the whole, like, underground fighting thing that's what reminded me of Dramatical
Fight
Murder.
Club.
Tween Fight
Yeah.
Club.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tween fight club.
Tween
slash love
Anime
club.
Fight Club.
And this, like, this place where they go to play it is this gigantic, huge cavern that's underneath a candy store.
Yeah.
And it's
Sick.
supposed to be like an underground dragon fighting ring or something. And I'm like,
Under a
Basically-
candy store.
I'm like, who fucking built this giant cavernous, like, play?
The owner
video-
of the candy
like-
store,
Did
obviously.
they-
It's like
Who's
a
obviously
subtle
pedophile.
way
Yeah.
to like make a candy store instead of like a crack den. Because realistically, that's where the like underground fight club would be.
The
It's
crack
under
is
a
the
crack den,
dragons.
but you can't have that in this
No.
situation.
Not with 14-year-olds, you certainly
No.
can't.
I see what they're trying to put down.
Hmm.
I see.
It annoyed me. I was like, why wouldn't... This is obviously, like, a big thing in this world. Why wouldn't you put it where everyone can find it? But,
Because it's secret, you have to be invited.
yeah, and being secret is cool, so just shut up, Becca, quick.
That's way
question
cooler
logic.
that way.
Yeah, I
Duh, it's little boy logic.
I see what they're doing there, and I think it's dumb.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Final
Some
thoughts?
concluding thoughts.
I wanted the dragons to be cooler and, like, more partial
Too.
to, like, more important to the story, and,
Yeah, I feel like that's all anyone really wanted
Yeah,
out of this
like,
anime,
the
and it failed to deliver.
Dragons.
like,
That's the main reason I picked it. I'm like, oh, I'm sure it's like kind of a dumb kids anime, but maybe there'll be cool dragons.
well, and I'm even willing
Not
to
even.
forgive that, like, some of the dragons don't even look like dragons. Like, I'm willing to even, like, let that go. It's just, they're so underused in, like,
They don't get a
Driving?
lot of screen time.
yeah, driving forward these characters that I give no fucks about. And, like, yeah, that's my personal thoughts. If you're 8 years old and want to watch something like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Digimon, this is the anime for you, but you should really stop listening to our podcast.
I was supposed to like, you're 8
Yeah,
years
don't
old.
listen to this if you're
Just
12.
turn this off.
Show this
Your
to
parents
your
are-
8-year-old cousin.
Your parents are too lenient. Get off this podcast. It's marked
Yeah.
explicit. Go away. But
But at the
yeah,
same time, I applaud
Yeah.
your
Or
you know,
buy
ability
all
to get here.
of our episodes that are going to be for money.
Because they'll
'cause
all
we can-
totally be appropriate.
Yeah, we
Steal
can
your
use them to write
parents'
your
credit
phones.
cards.
Yeah, the credit card, the number is just the one right on the bit that you can see. Yeah, right there. That one. Type it in.
the
Good job.
part on the bit you can see. Good
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I'm not going to tell anybody how to actually
Liam,
defraud
they're
their
obviously
parents.
smart enough to get this far.
Yeah. They have the internet. They know what they're doing. But seriously, quit listening to us if you're 8 years old.
And do not.
Yeah.
Do
If you're
not
9
see
years
your
old, you're
parents'
fine.
credit cards.
Yeah, and do not, no,
if
don't.
you're dying, you're fine.
And if you get caught, don't blame us, because you made that stupid little kid choice. That's what I thought.
Right.
Veda?
Honestly, I think this anime could be way worse for what it is. Like, everywhere I looked, it seemed to have pretty decent ratings from everybody, and I was like, it's not really my thing, but I could see how other people might like it. Like,
Yeah.
especially if people were like, even now super into like Digimon and stuff, you might be like, I've run out of little kid shonen shows to watch. Just go watch Dragon Drive, I guess. It's
Pedophile.
yeah.
Well, and like, it might get better if they kind of keep up that idea of like empowering each other and becoming better people versus like suddenly it becomes sort of stupid romantic plot twist or like I
I
don't
don't
know.
think they'll go that way.
I just worry
Usually
about
those
that.
shows don't. There's
Yeah.
usually just that little bit of romance for like the slightly older kids watching, but that's
The
like
teens.
absolutely it.
But like
Yeah.
I'm curious what kind of evil they're going to introduce into this world that the only person that can save them is this guy with a fake dragon. Like I don't know where it's
Yeah.
going to get from like where it is at the beginning to where it's going to get at the end, unless it's like a Yu-Gi-Oh setup where there's one bad guy with a
Yeah, I
dragon to rule them all or something. But
It could really go anywhere from this
Yeah.
point.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's very lighthearted.
Yeah, and like I said, the little dragon's cute, and I really liked him, and like he makes fun noises.
Yeah, he does.
I just wanted to
He's
watch.
so cute.
I wanted to watch more of that, and
More dragons, less boring kid
Less
shit.
people. I can look at people anytime.
Yeah, there's tons of anime with people.
Yeah. Give me my dragons. That's
Well,
my
I guess we
thoughts.
can wrap that section off there.
Mm,
I'm gonna
yeah.
assume you guys aren't gonna keep watching.
Nah.
Nah.
I gotta go finish Konosuba
I
still.
pass.
Still
Well.
3 weeks later.
Surprisingly enough, the good anime, while it shares genres, it probably has more to do with Konosuba from 2 episodes ago. Than
Yeah, it does.
With Dragon Drive, like, a lot. But I guess it's like kind of a genre that a lot of Japanese anime has.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into it. No Game, No Life is a surreal comedy that follows Sora and Shiro, shut-in, neat siblings, and NEET stands for not educated,
Employed.
or I don't remember what the T stands
neither do
for.
I.
It's
Or
just kind of like a
dominant.
basement shut-in, otaku type person.
Yeah.
So NEET siblings and the online gamer duo behind the legendary username Kuhaku, which I guess in the show they can refer to it as blank. Their name is blank, right? So
It's in
anyway,
there, no.
yeah.
Ooh, they're anonymous? Are
So-
they Legion?
No, like everyone refers to them as blank, but everyone's like, "Who is this blank? They must be cheating. They're so good." Anyways, synopsis: they view the real world as just another lousy game. However, a strange email challenging them to a chess match changes everything, and the brother and sister are plunged into an otherworldly realm where they meet Tet, the god of games. And the god welcomes them and Shiro to Disboard, a world where all forms of conflict, from petty squabbles to the fate of the whole country, are settled not through war, but by way of high-stake games. Games like poker and chess, even rock, paper, scissors. And I never thought rock, paper, scissors could get so intense.
I know.
Yeah.
Holy
It
shit.
sounds a little
And,
bit like Death Parade.
You
Anyways,
think?
but the rest part of the
games.
description's kind of important. So the system works thanks to a fundamental rule wherein each party must wager something they deem to be of equal value to the other party's wager. In this strange land where the very idea of humanity is reduced to child's play, the indifferent genius gamer duo of Sora and Shiro have finally found a real reason to keep playing games. To unite the 16 races of Disboard, defeat Tet, and become the gods of this new gaming is everything world.
Ooh.
Wow.
Leah, how
I'm
about you
excited.
say some stuff? What were your initial impressions?
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I'm definitely going to keep watching it. I know we say that at the end, but I'm going to. I'm trying to remember what happened in the first episode specifically.
Well, it starts off with them, like, just showing off just how apt the gamers they
Yeah,
are. Like,
they
they're
kill.
basically so good at the game that everybody thinks they're cheating, and they're like a legendary. They're legendary within all the player base, and all the player base thinks it's like 4 people. But in reality, it's like this brother and sister, and like each of them is playing on 2 computers using like one keyboard and mouse with their feet, and the other one with their hands.
Mhm.
When you
Wow.
say at the game, is this like a variety of games, or is
Just
this like,
like,
yeah,
uh,
like
a game?
MMOs and online games.
Yeah,
Like
they only
we're playing.
really showcase one actual video game, and it's just like a generic MOBA sorta.
Okay.
And they take down like 1,200 players.
Yeah, and even like the elite players who are cheating get defeated by them.
Huh. They're
Yeah,
that
like-
good.
I guess initially, like when I first started watching, my first thoughts was that I really liked the animation. It's really pretty.
Yeah, that's the thing about the show. The show got recommended to me just because like the person said that the animation was just like really on point in every single episode.
The animation and even like how it's directed, like with the camera and where they put the words on the screen, like the first time you see the main male character and they put like age 18, virgin, neat.
Yeah.
And I don't think they give them little attributes and stuff. Then it's funny, and I kind of liked it right off the bat. It's like it's serious but funny at the same time.
Yeah, or they point out that like because the sister's just like playing her computer on the floor, and then they point out there's like a stack of 5 empty ramen bowls next to her, indicating that she's been awake for 5 days straight gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The one thing that had me a little wary at first is the whole like brother sister. They didn't seem
me too.
incesty, but they
There's
were.
definitely like
Ooh.
they're a little too close, but by the
Becca.
time it gets around to the second episode, that's kind of gone. They
Yeah,
kind of
exactly,
reinforce
which-
that it's just like a loving brother-sister relationship.
Yeah, which like
But
is
it's
a little
also,
more than usual, but it's not anything to be like.
yeah, it gets to the
concerned
point
about.
where like if they're not in the same room, they like have anxiety attacks,
Mhm.
and that part is kind of funny.
I
when
got
you see it.
I was gonna say, sorry. I got excited because Veda looked up the reason why incest seems to be a common theme in animes.
Oh yes, I wanted to hear about this.
And-
You
what
make me
guys
sound like
discovered.
such a creep.
No,
Veda
you
went
looked it
onto
up for
Google and
research
typed
purposes.
in incest Japan.
Well, that's the best way
Why?
to Google it.
Oh god.
5
Yeah, this
question
is very
marks.
happened.
Explain.
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you.
I read that article like 2 months ago. I don't even remember
Well,
where
we
it
I
can
read
is.
call
part of
it
it,
now.
What?
You
want-
remember? Just tell us.
Yeah,
oh, I
come on.
honestly don't remember.
Okay, well, I remember.
Okay,
But I
go
was gonna
then.
let you
Let
talk.
you fucking talk. about
Okay,
it.
well,
Ugh.
it's basically the Japanese, in their, like, stories of how Japan came about. Traditionally, they think that Japan came about from, like, a brother and sister, becoming intimate with one another, and that's how Japan became, like, a place.
It's like a
And
urban,
there's-
or not. It's a myth.
Yeah, and then
Mythology.
there's also, like, stories about how brothers and sisters, often close lovers that die, will come back as brother and sister. And then
They
there's,
say that about star-crossed lovers and twins.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's weird.
and then there's other social aspects about like brothers and sisters kind of treating each other. What was it? Because they don't have access to, like, hanging out with other people a ton at certain points in their life. They might kind of start to see their sibling as, like, the idealized lover, and that's why occasionally we get these animes where there's this really weird sexual tension because somebody thinks, like, is just being a little bit too intimate with their sibling. And
Yeah.
it's partially because they're seeing them as kind of like the perfect
It's like
idea
the-
of a lover. Is
Yeah,
that
because it's like the
everything?
only person they really have like contact with.
Yeah.
or something like that. It was like that person shows them compassion, so they like attach themselves,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
So
Yeah.
so that kind of like helps to explain why incest is a reoccurring
Popular.
theme that we keep seeing. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So maybe they
Yeah,
are.
no, the vibes I got from the
sweet on each
siblings
other.
in the show is more like they just like, well, they spend so much time together gaming that they're just kind of like inseparable.
Yeah.
Like they're
Mhm.
best friends, but they're also like really close family.
Yeah. Well, and that's where like the whole, like, if you were to take it a step further, but not in this particular
Yeah.
show. In
No,
they do
this-
touch on the fact that like the older brother is like a teenage boy and does have urges, and they make it pretty funny.
Yes, they do.
Like, at one point he challenges, like, if there's this girl and she's just like, she like, knocks on their door wearing a towel and her boobs are just jiggling all over the place.
Mhm.
Pretty
got-
fan
Well,
service.
hold on.
She, like,
There's a little more of a backstory to this. In a nutshell, the king died. Now, to discover to decide who their new king is, there's like a game tournament being held, and the girl who shows up in the towel with the boobs was like the king's granddaughter, and
Okay.
she was trying to win the tournament, but she lost to this girl who was cheating.
Yeah.
But the main character knew that the girl who won was cheating, and so the towel girl goes to the room to be like, "How did you know she was cheating?" Like, blah blah blah. And because it turns into like a quote unquote conflict, he ends up challenging her to a game of tic tac toe.
in her
Oh, it's
towel.
rock, paper, scissors.
She's in her towel because she lost her clothing
Yeah.
that her grandfather gave her in the tournament, because you have to like wager something that's of equal value to you.
Yeah.
So she must have wagered her clothing at some point.
Well,
that sounds
it-
sexy.
Yeah.
It was a game of rock, paper, scissors too, but like the brother was trying to trick her. He's like, "Oh, I'll play rock, paper, scissors, but the only one I'm allowed to pick is rock. But if I pick anything other than rock, we'll call it a draw." And they like just like go through both of their
He, like,
heads
mind-fucked
as
her.
like this like she has this really really long thought process about the whole thing, and it's pretty funny.
And interesting too.
Yeah, no,
It
very.
makes you realize how many different possible outcomes there could be that you would like
Yeah.
never even think of. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the first episode, they kind of introduced the whole world as like, oh, everything's won by like pure game skill. But then as you play more, you realize that like most people win by either cheating and not getting caught or just bending the rules.
Because one of the rules is you can't cheat, but as the main brother
the
finds
rule
out, it's said, like, it's told to them that you can't cheat, but then the brother finds out it's just that you can't get caught cheating.
Okay.
Well, yeah, the rule is if you get caught cheating, you automatically lose.
Well, like they say, if you don't get caught, it never happened.
It's like a loophole.
But the funniest thing was, so the girl obviously ends up losing at rock, paper, scissors, and basically the brother is trying to he tricks the girl into thinking that he just wants her to, like, supply them with a place to stay, like lodgings or whatever. She basically thinks that's what she'll have to give him if she loses.
Well, that's kind of what his intent.
It was the way he went about it.
Him and his sister, he wants to secure them, like, because like the first game they play, he ends up just getting like a pouch of gold from somebody from winning, so he can like buy a hotel room.
Yeah.
And like food and stuff, and then like this other one, his intention is like to, secure them more lodging and stuff, but because he's thinking as like a 18-year-old boy, he like makes the wager be that like, and he doesn't reveal this until after he's won, that like she has to fall in love with him.
Yeah.
And she
but
just
it's
like
so funny because she like instantaneously literally falls in love with him, and they do it in like shots where whenever he looks at her, of course he becomes all like sparkly, and they call
and it gets like really
detailed.
it
the Stephanie cam, because her name's like Stephanie or something like that, the Steph cam.
And then she like snaps out of it, and she's like, "No!" and she starts like bashing her head into the wall.
It's
and then
so funny.
they're like, "Is everything okay?" And she's like, "Oh yes, dear, everything's wonderful."
Yeah.
And she looks back at him and like starts swooning. And it goes to the shot of like his sparkling face, and it's like framed with roses, drawn with like extra detail.
And then of course, in her distress, she falls on the ground. Or
yeah.
one of the typical shots where she's on the ground and he lands on her, like touching her boobs.
Oh,
but she's in love with him, so she like loves it, but like hates it at the same time.
Well, they add a twist to it because like they're obviously recognizing that that's a huge trope, and then she's like, "Oh, I can't believe you fell on me. I grabbed my boobs." And he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And then he's like, "Oh, wait, but no, your boobs are nice." And then he like goes back to grab both of them.
Yeah.
And it just gets like, it just escalates.
It definitely does sound a little bit like Konosuba with that like kind of aware.
They are
humor.
similar.
Yeah.
Like I watched them both. Like there are definitely like similar comments and things that I liked that I can make similar.
Yeah.
I think I actually again, I've only watched 3 episodes of both of them. I think I'll actually like No Game, No Life better. And just because, despite the, like, it is heavy on the comedy in No Game, No Life, but at the same time, there's a lot of other stuff going on that's really interesting.
Well, yeah,
like the gaming
writing,
and the thought process and the writing. Like, it's
the writing's
really
pretty intelligent, and like the tongue-in-cheek is really good. And on top of all that, like, they did not cut corners in any of the animation.
Yeah,
like it's all spot on.
I was just looking at pictures. It looks beautiful.
It's pretty awesome. Like,
it almost hurts your eyes. It's so good.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I think the 3rd episode is definitely like my favorite because like the girl who like kind of defeated Stephanie. Who's cheating is revealed she was cheating because this elf was helping her because like elves can do magic but humans can't. So it's like a way for her to cheat without getting caught.
Because humans can't see magic when it's being done.
Yeah.
And the Sora kind of like, Shiro calls her out on it, and they like play this game of chess. And the sister is like playing it first, and she's really apt at chess, which is seen in the 1st episode.
She's basically a genius, is kind of how it's made.
Then it's kind of revealed that it's not an ordinary game of chess, where like you can like make the chess pieces cheat if like you speak at them with enough charisma. So then at that point, like the brother takes over and just like screams at the chess pieces with his most like epic commander voice. And he's like, "You must protect the cute lady, because the only thing that matters in the world is cuteness."
Yeah, and that any
warriors who fight,
have permission to sleep with any woman they choose, and like, it's just really funny because it'll be this really serious, intense moment, and you're like getting really into the game and the rules and everything, and then all of a sudden they'll just say something completely ridiculous. And it's just so funny.
Yeah. Oh, at one point, like, the first time she cheats, like, she gets her pawn to move up an extra space than it should. And they're like, oh, how did they do that? And then the sister starts to kind of like falter and tilt a little bit. And then when the brother takes over, he just like takes the whole cheating concept to ridiculous levels. And he's like, all chess pieces charge forward for the glory of Milady. And like all chess pieces charge forward at once. And then I think at one point, the elf, like, she unlocks a power with her chess pieces where like she can convert his chess pieces over to her side.
Yeah.
Then like when it comes, like, his own queen gets converted or something like that, and then he's like, no, you can't kill my queen, she's a beautiful lady. And then there's like this really detailed shot of
No, I think it's like he's about to lose. Like, the
yeah.
queen is attacking his king, like, so the queen on the opposing side. So what he does is he literally jumps down onto, like, the chessboard, because it's, like, life-size.
Yeah, no, you're way better explaining.
He, like, gets down on his knees, and he's, like, basically, like, telling the queen that, like, she's beautiful and doesn't have to work for such a, like, demanding, terrible ruler, and she should change sides and work for him. And basically, it's just so funny. And he's like, my sister might be better at chess, but I was always better at dating Sims or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because the queen does convert to, like, go on his side after
Well, yeah,
that.
but there's like a really, really detailed shot of like her helmet falling off and like her hair flowing everywhere with like these big eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When he, like, tells her she's beautiful. It's like, it's so good. It's like, they take the tropes that animes would, like, use for real, and, like, they do use them, but to, like, their comedic advantage.
Yeah.
Like, it works really well.
I'm really curious about this now, like, having looked at the pictures and hearing. It's like the same way, when we talked about Madoka Magica, I'll probably go watch it and then watch everything.
It's good. Like, I'm gonna watch more. Like, I'll probably finish or watch this one more before
There's
Konosuba.
other animes I have to finish first, but I would like to finish this one eventually.
Put it on the list. Do you know how long it runs for? Is it like a 12
I
episode
forget.
or?
Let's see.
I don't
Probably.
It looks very pretty.
Right? So
That's
many
the thing.
rainbows.
It's like there's so much colors in it. I couldn't like watch all 3 episodes in one sitting because like my eyes started to get a bit sore. So
Really?
maybe it's like one I'll
Eyegasm.
slowly eat away at over time. But I was usually watching it pretty late.
Oh my god, okay guys, so I went to go look up how many episodes were in it, and instead of putting no game, no life, I put in no date, no life.
Oh, wow.
Story of my life, right?
Yeah.
12 episodes.
Oh, you found it already? I
Yeah.
got you distracted.
I had it pulled up and I was looking at
I hope
stuff.
it gets a second season, and I haven't even
What,
finished
12
it yet.
episodes?
Yeah, 12 episodes. Original run was
Daijoubu.
2012 till present. Curious? Oh, that's for the manga. But
Wait, Daijobu?
the anime
I
came
said
out.
wrong. I was trying to say don't worry or easy.
Oh, no.
Why
How'd
did
you
Good
say
attempt. Good job, though.
Yeah.
Do you know how to say it
Yeah.
properly?
Um,
I don't remember.
You say, don't worry.
Because Daijobu would be like asking would be like, Daijobu desu ka would be like asking if they're okay,
Yeah.
or...
Liam, I know how to say it.
How?
Repeat after me.
No.
No worries.
Domo arigato,
Mr. Roboto.
Perfect.
Hey, look, I'm Becca. Domo arigato,
No!
Mr. Offensive.
That's not the way I was going with it. You're not even letting me do my joke properly. Screw
Sorry.
you.
Beta, could you use Genki in any way to make that work somehow?
Like no worries?
Yeah.
I don't know, because...
Not in the way that you're saying it to someone else. Like, if I was like, Genki desu, that would be... If I was saying it about myself.
Genki just would just be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Can we do the language lesson later? We're here to talk about anime.
Womanessa.
Whoa, sass.
I'm
We're
just
to talk
saying.
about
Yes.
Japanese, not fucking Japanese.
Yeah.
God.
Ah! I'm just jealous I can't learn second languages.
I didn't do very well at it, so don't even...
Leah, you did fine.
Well, I forgot all of it.
Beta, you just went real
Yeah.
like,
I really liked this anime. I'm gonna keep watching it. It's pretty. It's funny. It's tasteful fan service, whatever.
Service.
Yeah. I can't even speak English. Never mind Japanese.
I love my
If you're
fan
looking-
service.
If you're looking for a comedy anime, this is
But one that's actually
shit.
Like
has
rainbows.
Okay,
other, like, it's not just a comedy. Like, there's actually some really good, like, plot line and brain work in there too.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yee.
sounds good.
Yee.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Excellent.
Nothing else to say about No Game, No Life then?
I'm scared to talk now because I'm apparently too sassy.
You are too sassy.
Fuck you,
Well,
Veda.
what you're saying now just reinforces that.
Every time people keep yelling at me, it breaks up, and I'm just worried it'll sound horrible.
It's okay. I'm the asshole. You're the sassy one. Beta's the sneaky one.
Yeah, it just
I
did
don't
it
know what
again.
Leah is.
Everyone's
Leah's the one who picks all the really scary animes.
Everyone's
Scary?
gonna sound like a robot except me. Leah's the one
Shitty.
with Leah's the ruthless one.
Yeah.
Who picks the
All the
worst.
scary animes, like
Yeah.
Say I Love You.
Oh my god, Leah.
Glass slip. I don't even.
It was cute, okay? It gets good.
It's scary because he just like whispers, I love
It
you.
was so
Like,
creepy.
and then kisses her while staring down the pedophile.
And then they were like, "Oh, kisses taste like fried chicken." It's fucking weird.
I don't remember. I still don't remember
You
that.
know what? Be in a real relationship for 8 years, and you'll be like, you know what? Fried chicken kisses are way better than like morning halitosis breath kisses.
You're not wrong.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
Well,
That's
I mean, after a while, you just learn to not kiss people like when you wake up in the morning.
That is the much safer option. Is to just never kiss anyone. These lips are on lockdown.
My lips are for my pleasure only.
Yeah, my pleasure only.
That's gonna be kind of impressive.
It would
But-
be as a woman.
And a man.
I've seen some shit
Alright, well,
online.
that's a good
Well,
I'm
turn.
less impressed by men.
Sex, oral sex. Yeah.
We're supposed to be talking about anime, guys.
Dragon Drive.
oh god.
So
What?
I think I didn't mean for that to be sexual, but it was pretty sexual.
Oh,
Liam.
oh dear.
So
Well, that
like
was,
us on Facebook and give us suggestions on
Yeah.
what you want me to make an abridged series of. I guess the other ladies can participate too if they
I'll
want.
just, I guess.
Yeah.
That's all we are.
Let us know. The ladies.
That's all we are.
You know
I
what?
I
Ladies
listened to the
and
Digimon episode and you referred to me as a harem lord, so this
Well,
is your own fault.
we're not
True.
necessarily wrong.
No.
Alright,
I was
well,
gonna say something.
I'm
about-
humble. I would never refer to myself as a harem lord.
Calls himself a harem lord, then calls himself not a harem lord. So confused.
Humble.
My little female brain can't comprehend. Senpai!
The thinking to the men.
alright,
It's
guys.
the perfect end to the episode.
We still have
Only we
to
still have to do the
draw.
work.
I know.
Yeah. Liam,
I'm
do you want
still stuck on Dragon Drive comment. I'm too tired.
Let's just
It
Becca
was
get the
fun.
marbles.
You can listen to our special episode.
I have the marbles, I have the marbles.
Get the marbles.
There
Wait,
you
we
go.
need to tell them to give us money more.
No, that's at the
That's
end.
at the end. We plug at the end, Liam. That's why it's
Plug
called
them
a
every
plug.
time.
You keep doing the pre-plug.
Plugs the end of the episode.
Won't this one, in our time travel, won't this one be coming out after?
I need to
We haven't explained that we're time traveling right now. Shh.
At this point, they're well
Secrets.
looped up. I can just do whatever I want to them.
Okay, that's a step too far. Reel it back in.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I'll stop now.
I feel it and I can't.
Liam, you're killing Leah.
Dragon Drive.
Dragon Drive. The double D.
Shush.
It's like
Are we gonna do the fucking
you're
marbles?
in bed, attack move that you say out loud. Dragon Drive. Yeah.
Shut up.
It's like the pre-plug before the Dragon Drive. I can't do it. Oh my god.
You're laughing is just encouraging me more.
Becca.
Alright, we're doing the marble draw now. Who wants to go first?
Me, I'll go first.
Veda, you get a white marble.
Okay, great.
I want to
Next,
go
let's go.
next. I got the red marble. Fuck yes!
Oh,
I'm
jeez.
so excited.
Okay.
Who hasn't watched a shitty anime for a while?
I've been watching shit ones.
Well, I watched the good one this episode, and before I watched those who sexually assault elves.
So you watched a bad one, then you watched the good
think
one.
I've been-
Good,
It was
bad,
me. I've
bad.
watched a good anime 2 weeks in a row.
Okay, Leah's gonna come suck it with me in the bottom.
Ooh.
So, what are we?
Oh god.
Dragon Drive.
And you complain about me.
Not helping.
I think Veda's the one that's picking our animes for next week, actually. How's this working in? No.
Huh?
This is
What?
Yes,
I'm so
Veda's picking.
confused.
Am I
Oh
No,
my god.
Veda's got animes picked for us.
Yes, that's it.
I do.
This whole time travel thing is wigging me out. I don't know what's going on.
Veda's picking.
Okay.
Veda, what are we watching?
Oh, okay, so the theme I picked for this week was, we're gonna do 2 animes that are by the same studio,
Ooh.
at Studio Bones.
Mm.
Cool.
Oh, but I'm watching the bad one.
Yeah, I know.
I love Bones.
I know. So,
No! I mean,
um,
oh no.
it's okay. So I tried to pick, they were both action shows. So Studio Bones, just as a little preamble, is known for shows like Full Metal Alchemist
Eureka
and Full
7.
Alchemist Brotherhood. Yep, Eureka 7, Soul Leader, Oren High School Host Club, Space Dandy, and Origami, just to name a few.
Oh.
There are
Are you gonna
bunch-
make them watch Origami? I mean,
No,
Mom's already seen
actually,
it. God damn it.
I picked a different one. This was actually a suggestion from Brenna.
Ooh,
Yes.
shout out to Liam's waifu.
Shout out to Brenna.
So cute.
So, the good anime that we're
Thanks, Brenna.
Yeah.
Good thing I
was
don't have to watch the bad one.
I was hoping you would get the bad one, though. Anyway, so the good one for this week is number 6.
Sorry.
Are
We're
you
picking
okay?
animes, Veda, not numbers.
I'm
Ah. You can knock it off with your sass.
not gonna knock it off.
Ah.
I have a synopsis here. So, in a near future world, after the last Great War, most of mankind lives in a handful of city-states. There, for the
Hunger
privileged
Games. Divergent.
I
yeah,
think I've heard of this.
for the privileged elite, life should be perfect. But for young Shion, the only thing perfect that has been the nightmare his life has become since letting a strange boy called Nezumi spend the night in his apartment. Banished to the outskirts of the city and stripped of all privileges for helping the mysterious stranger who has since disappeared, Shion now finds himself in even worse danger as his inquiry into a new series of mysterious deaths, results in his being arrested on suspicion of murder. But even as Shion is being sent into the city's correctional institute, the long-missing Nezumi reappears to rescue him. Now on the run, the 2 young men have only one chance at survival: uncover the mysterious secret that lies at the sinister heart of number 6.
Cool.
You know,
I think I've
6
heard of that before.
you know,
Yeah.
That's 1/3 of the number of the beast.
Yeah, I've wanted to watch
Not
that
really.
Q metal. Yeah, 666.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
I was like, what are you talking
if
about?
6 was a third, then the high number would be at 18.
No. That's
Numbers.
what
Nah.
I'm doing. Oh.
Wait, Beta.
Let's talk about the bad
that's-
anime.
Yeah, what's the bad one?
Okay, so the bad one, everywhere I looked at this anime, I don't know if it's gonna be weird or whatever, but
Oh boy.
everywhere I seem to find this anime, everybody gave it low scores, but when I tried to look at it, it looked okay. So I don't know if this is gonna be horrible or what. But the bad anime is Captain Earth, and
Not Captain
so-
Planet.
not Captain Planet. I thought the same thing, honestly, but
Mm.
oh wait, I have a better description.
Captain Planet, he's a hero.
So, high school student Daishi Manatsu works for the Globe organization to pilot a giant robot called the Earth Impactor to protect the Earth from the invading alien force known as the Kill T Gang that intends to drain all the life force of mankind to empower their immortal existences. In order to aid Daichi, Globe starts gathering allies, including Teppei Arashi, a Kill T Gang member whose memories have been erased and trapped inside a human's body, Hanamuto, a mysterious girl connected to the ship Bloom, and Akari Yomatsuri, a 17-year-old genius hacker. Together they form the Midsummer Knights and fight the Kill T gangs who are in search of more of their allies. Oh my gosh, I can't read.
This is such a long description.
Bleh. Basically, weird space mecha. Yeah.
I
Is it a
hate
mecha anime?
Yes, it's a mecha anime.
I don't like mecha.
Come on, Becca.
Uh,
Your name
Becca.
rhymes with Mecca.
I'd rather watch dragons punch each other than robots punch each other. It's just the way
But
I am.
why? Mecha is fun.
I'm
Plus,
sure it's
This
fun.
show looks pretty, despite what everybody seems to hate it. It looks pretty.
I like sparkles and rainbows and girls transforming. That's what I like.
Well, we already did Magical Girl.
I know. I'll take it.
But yeah,
Beta.
Becca's just gonna
This
keep
time.
making us do Magical Girl.
I'm just gonna
every time.
no. I've already got my plans. I'm gonna strike back hard. Brace yourselves.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Maybe.
Are you gonna do what I think you're gonna do, Becca?
Oh god.
Shit. I'll watch
so
a
that
mecha.
was-
Yeah.
Yeah. Go watch that Mecha.
It looks like Gundam. The picture that pops up. Gundam Wing.
Yeah, it kind of. But yeah,
Alright.
those are the
Thanks
animes.
for listening, everybody.
Liam, is there anything else you wanted to talk about what you kept pre-plugging
Maybe
for?
you want to plug
Kept-
something. You know.
Do you
Give us
actually
money.
want to use your plug now?
Give us money. And then
I
you
feel
can
like-
listen to us talk about even more inappropriate things.
Could I suggest we be a
What
little
else do
bit
you need to know?
less straightforward with the give us money statement?
Yes.
I don't
I'm
know.
saying it ironically, Becca.
Well,
If you like what you've been listening to and you want the chance to hear something even more outrageous, feel free to donate to our podcast fund.
when they
Basically,
become available.
If you
You're
want to
giving
hear
us-
us suffer.
I think
Yeah.
it'll be available by the time this episode comes out.
Very
Hopefully.
possibly,
Basically,
yeah.
the money is so we can
by
basically
money we
keep
literally
the
mean like
production.
$1
A dollar,
donation.
yes. Less than a cup of coffee.
all the money that goes into the donations will go right back into the production of the podcast,
Mhm.
and you can get a warm feeling inside you.
Knowing that you supported artists like us who just bitch about things for an hour every week.
That
So,
said, if
we're
with the
great.
first special episode, if it causes warm feelings in people, I might have some questions.
Ooh.
You know what? Some people just like to watch the world burn, and part of watching the world burn is watching other people suffer. If you're
And
that
some
kind of
people
person,
just like to
you-
watch the world bone.
yeah. Well, we're gonna be watching something bone.
Something.
Hint, wink.
Aw.
Yeah. So if you like what you're hearing, or if you don't like what you're hearing, check out the special
Save $1.
episode.
Just
Don't
a
save
dollar,
a dollar.
man.
$1.
Don't
donate
save
to
a
us.
dollar.
Covers
You could give
operating
us the
costs.
dollar.
Well, that's what I meant by
That's
save
not
the dollar.
much.
Save up the dollar so you can give it to us in your eyeballs, or sorry, eye ears, whatever will be pleased.
Let's just say the super special episode is going to be something
Your
different
earballs.
than what we've
Your
done
earballs.
before. Get your earballs ready.
Yeah.
Prepare.
Yeah.
Lube them up real
Prepare
good.
your earballs.
Prepare those earballs.
Okay, bye, listeners.
Bye. Hope you
Bye.
enjoyed this whatever time you watched it. Listen to it. Use your eyeballs. Earballs.
Watched with your
Earballs.
earballs.
Somebody else say goodbye after me.
Okay, seriously,
Bye.
bye.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Bye.
Goodbye.